Are you considering moving to the US and you're currently working as a doctor in your native country? Then you are in for a treat. Those having a doctor's education and job experience are considered as skilled workers in the United States. Being a talented worker permits you to come to the United States in various ways. Hi, this is Max from the Visa Library. In this video, I want to talk about different ways that foreign doctors can come to the US for work. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do it right now and like the video because believe me, you don't want to miss out on our future videos. What are the requirements for doctors in the US? To work as a physician in the United States, you must typically complete medical school, pass the medical practice test, and meet a few other conditions. Doctors who graduate from US medical schools need to prove that with a proper state license. Furthermore, most of the requirements are waived for doctors who have national or international recognition in their fields of expertise and graduate from a foreign medical school. What is IMG or International Medical Graduate? An IMG is a doctor or physician who acquired their primary medical degree or credentials from a medical school outside of the US. The place of medical school decides whether or not a student is an IMG. As a result, US nationals who graduate from medical schools outside of the US and Canada are classified as IMGs. What is USMLE? Let's see. The USMLE comprises 3 phases to measure a doctor's ability to use a broad range of information, ideas, and concepts to perform as a competent doctor. This exam has 3 steps. The second step has 2 parts: clinical knowledge or CK and clinical abilities or CS are those parts. Doctors must pass all the steps to obtain a license to practice medicine in the US. What is an ECFMG certificate? ECFMG certification evaluates the credentials of IMGs entering the US healthcare system. IMGs are expected to enter ICGME accredited residency or fellowship programs, take the 3 steps of the USMLE, acquire a license to practice medicine in the US with no restrictions, find a sponsorship for a visa, and pay the application fee of $75. What are the requirements for ECFMG? Let's see. Number 1, completion of the ECMFG certification application. Number 2, taking the step 1 and clinical knowledge and clinical skills of the step 2 of the USMLE test and passing them. Number 3, confirmation of medical education qualifications. Number 4, completion of a medical school program for at least 4 academic years. Number 5, the medical school and year of graduation must be mentioned in the International Medical Education Directory or IMED. Number 6, completion of all criteria and proof of final medical diploma. Number 7, ECFMG provided verification of the medical diploma and transcripts. One thing, international medical students or graduates must complete the USMLE steps for ECFMG certification within a 7-year time frame. If not, the most recent USMLE passing performance will be invalid for ECFMG certification. In this case, the student may seek an exemption to retake the test. The USMLE program restricts the times a test taker can take the very same step to 6. What professions can immigrant doctors practice in the US? There are around 44 distinct types of doctors, although As the medical sector evolves, additional specialties emerge. You can see some of these specialties here. What are the steps for immigration to the US as a doctor? Let's see. Step 1. Obtain the service of an immigration lawyer. An immigration lawyer will assist you in organizing the paperwork and criteria to determine the optional path to US immigration. Step 2. Choose a state to live in. The standards you must meet to practice medicine in the United States will vary based on which state you wish to go to. Step 3. Get a medical license. Based on which state you choose to reside in, a state license to practice medicine will be necessary. What are the visa types for doctors to immigrate to the US? Number 1. H-1B visas. You must have a current work offer for full-time employment with a US clinic, college, hospital, university, doctor's office, or assisted living facility. Furthermore, you must have previously finished your medical degree from a US-based institution or an accepted overseas school. You will also need to file for and obtain your medical license for the state you intend to operate in. Ultimately, you must pass the US medical licensing examination. Number 2. O1 visas. You must demonstrate outstanding achievement in medical area. Furthermore, the position you are applying for must demand someone with above average abilities and experience. Finally, you must have evidence to back up your abilities. In addition, physicians who qualify for the O1 visa are excused from taking the USMLE. That's good. Number 3. TN visas. If you come from Canada or Mexico, the TN visa might be ideal for you. However, it is critical to emphasize that this visa is only for physicians who want to work in the United States as either teachers or research doctors. While you may be able to work directly with patients, the overall amount of time spent providing patients care should be less than 10% of your entire tasks. Number 4. J1 visas. This visa enables doctors to pursue residency and fellowship programs in the US. This entails passing the ECFMG test and being accepted into the training program. If you wish to remain in the US after finishing your training, bear in mind that the law requires you to first return to your home country for 2 years. Of course, this is hard for many doctors. I know. If your spouse or child is a US citizen and will have significant difficulty with this relocation, you may be granted a waiver for this 2-year requirement. You can also get a waiver if you face severe persecution back home. Number 5. E2 visas. If you're a physician wishing to invest extensively in a medical firm in the United States and have an E-treaty nation, this visa may be a terrific choice. Physicians, for example, can travel to the United States and begin a medical practice while qualifying for the E2 visa. This visa requires a minimum investment of $100,000, a business that employs at least 2 to 3 people, and you must be the company's primary owner. In addition, an e-visa allows you to hire personnel from your own country. Number 6. L1 visas. The L1 visa allows multinational firms to relocate executives, managers, or specialist staff from an overseas site to a US location. To be eligible for an L1 visa, you must have worked in a foreign place for at least 1 year in the previous 3 years. Number 7. EB1 green card. The EB1 classification is for exceptional talent which can apply to a broad spectrum of medical practice or research. To qualify, the primary goal is to be able to demonstrate that you have advanced to the pinnacle of your profession. But you must achieve at least 3 of the criteria I'm going to mention. Number 1, national or international prize winner. Number 2, having exceptional accomplishments. Number 3, media coverage in major newspapers or magazines. Number 4, significant contributions to your field. Number 5, scholarly article authorship. Number 6, a good salary. Number 7, holding a vital position in a prestigious organization. The USMLE tests are required in several states in the United States. 2 of these can generally be taken outside of the United States, while the 3rd must be taken within the United States. Number 8, EB3 green card. The EB3-1 visa is intended to allow foreign companies with operations outside of the US to send executives, directors, or specialist staff. How much is the salary of immigrant doctors in the US? A doctor's salary is determined by where they practice and their sex. But in general, the yearly salary of a specialist is about $370,000, and the annual wage of a general practitioner is about $230,000. Well, there you go. Now you have the necessary information you need to immigrate to the US as a doctor. If you want to know more about the visas you can get and salaries in the US, go to our article and read about them in detail. You can also read about the 10 biggest mistakes that doctors make for their US applications in our article. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. It will help YouTube's algorithm. If you have any type of visa that you want to know about, write the name in the description and we will make a video for it. Thank you all for watching.